Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about Chapter 5 Managing Change and Innovation. This presentation is presented by Tutorial 3 Group 5 students. So now I will start the presentation by introducing our group mate. Joining her is Lim Xiaoqin, followed by Wong Kai-sin, Fiona Chai-sin Chi, and Tanja Lee. Then AZIZ Azni bin Ahmad Buat, followed by is SITI MAISARA binti Sabaruddin, and last one is ALISSA NADRA binti MOHAMAD Zalal.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanjali, and now I'm going to present about question 1. Why is managing change an integral part of every manager's job? So, I will explain some points that why is managing change an integral part of every manager's job. Firstly, is the need to adapt to market dynamics. Businesses face constantly changing market conditions, technological advancement, and customer demands. Managers must lead their teams in adapting to these changes to stay competitive. Secondly, managing risk. Poorly managed change can lead to financial loss, inefficiency, or damaged reputation. Managers mitigate these risks by planning, monitoring, and adjusting their approaches to change as necessary. Then is implementing strategic goals. Organization goals often require shifts in processes, structure, or mindset. Managers ensure that these changes are implemented effectively aligned with the organization's strategy objective. Next, driving employee engagement. Effective change management involves involving employees in the change process, which increase their engagement, commitment, and productivity during a transition. Last but not least, building resilience. Getting team through change equips them with the skills and mindset to handle future challenge, making the organization more resilient in the face of uncertainty. Next, I'll explain about question 2. Contrast the calm waters and white waters rapid metaphor of change. Which of these would you use to describe your current life, and why is that one your choice? I'll start my explanation with what is calm water metaphor. The changes as seen predictable, transitional, occasional, temporary, structural, and controlled. Much like ship navigating at a calm sea, when there's an occasional storm, they can be anticipated and planned for. Organization and individual operate in a relatively stable environment where changes are gradual and manageable. Next, what is whitewater rabbit metaphor? It is a change that seems unpredictable, chaotic, and constant. There's a little time to prepare for or recover from each wave of change. This metaphor reflects environments that are fast-paced, dynamic, and filled with uncertainty. It requires adaptability, quick decision making, and resilience. It is suitable for environment experiencing frequent disruption or innovation. Now, I'll talk about metaphor that related to my current life. The metaphor that related to my current life is whitewater rafting metaphor. Why I choose this metaphor? It is because my current life faces various types of problem as a freshman, such as study, social, and environment. It is because I have to adapt quickly to unexpected challenge. So I have to build up my physical and mental health to help me to adapt to the situation in the future. Now, I'm going to talk about question 3. Describe Levine's three-step change process. How is it different from the change process needed in the whitewater rapid metaphor of change? Now, I'm going to talk about Levine's three-step change process. It contains unfreezing, change, and refreezing. Firstly, I'll explain that what is unfreezing. Unfreezing is the step that convenes to discard all processes or ideas. It preparing the organization for the change that's about to take place. It also has necessary to move from equilibrium. Next is change. This is the phase wherein the actual change is being implemented by introducing something new. It also prepares a variety of change options because the option that are given will not guarantee to be accepted by all. People will take time to support the change completely. At last is refreezing. Refreezing is the phase that solidifies and stabilizes the change to ensure sustained over time. stabilize the new situation by balancing the driving and restraining the forces. Now, I'm going to talk about how is it different from the change process needed in the whitewater rapid metaphor of change. I'll explain the difference between the Vine three-step process change and whitewater rapid metaphor from a few aspects. Firstly, from the environments, the Vine's three-step process change is stable and predictable, while whitewater rapid metaphor is dynamic and unpredictable. Next, the phase of change is gradual for the Vine's three-step process change, and for the whitewater rapid metaphor is rapid and ongoing. And lastly, approach of change for the Vine's three-step process change is structure, and for whitewater rapid metaphor is unstructured.
For this question, how are opportunities, constraints, and demands related to stress? Give an example of each. There are three things or factors that can cause stress, which is also known as stresses. The first one is through opportunities, is the feeling of missing the right opportunity. For example, you can ask yourself, should I invest in the unknown company or not? So it will cause you the pressure of whether you want to take the opportunity or not. The next one is through demands. It is the scare of not being able to fulfill the demands or expectations, especially from your boss or your coworkers. For example, it is when you ask yourself whether I can complete the task given, especially if there's time or deadline. And the last factor is through constraints. It is the pressure of solving the arise problems. For example, if you are a marketing management manager, you can ask yourself, how can I produce a spectacular advertisement with a very tight budget? All these three factors are related to stress because all of it will give you the pressure and challenge your emotion, your physical, in order for you to do the task or complete the task within the time given. Next question. Organizations typically have limits to how much change they can absorb. As a manager, what signs would you look for that might suggest your organization has exceeded its capacity to change? There are four signs that we can use. The first one is the employee resistance. The complaints increase as a form of retaliation from employees. The employees also directly and openly rejects the new idea. This is because the employees feel discomfort about the changes made by the company. The next one is employee performance. The employees' productivity decreased after the changes. And also, there is a drop in quality control as workers demotivated. This is because the employees feel not to work for the company anymore. The next one is goal achievement. Employees are struggles or even fail to achieve the goals. The company cannot meet the expected outcome due to overly ambitious goal. Last but not least is feedback. The comments or complaints from the stakeholders. And also the company has to take feedbacks from employee, suppliers, customers, and also managers. This is to make sure that the company can hear all the thoughts and all the ideas from all the stakeholders in order to make the best decision ever. If all these signs shows the positive sides, then it can show that the company has not exceeded its limit to change yet. However, if all these signs shows the negative sides, then it means that the company has already reached its capacity to change.
Hi everyone, my name is Fiona Chai, and I will explain about CAS application number 1, defeating the system, topic, changing culture. So here is the overview. Volkswagen was caught installing a software to cheat on government exhaust emission tests in year 2015. This software allowed Volkswagen's vehicle to emit the pollutions up to 40 times the legal limits. Researchers at West Virginia University and U.S. Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) uncovered this scandal. 11 million cars worldwide were fitted with this software, which damaged Volkswagen's reputations. Volkswagen initially claimed a technical issue, but later admitted the software was designed to cheat the emission tests. This scandal has cost Volkswagen more than $20 billion in fine and settlement and tarnished its reputation. Volkswagen's culture was described as confident, cutthroat, and insular, and arrogance may have led managers to believe they could evade detections of the emission scandal. New CEO Matthias Müller and Herbert Diess took over and wanted to reform the company's culture. Volkswagen's aim to rebuild its reputations and shift towards electric vehicles and autonomous driving. Finally, Volkswagen pleaded guilty to criminal charges, highlighting the impact of unethical behavior on multinational corporations. So here's the discussion questions. What external or internal forces or both for change do you see described in this case? Would you describe Volkswagen environment as more calm water or whitewater rapids? Explain. One of the external forces in this case is government laws and regulation. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency discovered that Volkswagen has installed defeat devices in their diesel engine to cheat emission tests. These lead to extensive investigation by regulatory agency, resulting in criminal charges against the company and some of its executives. Volkswagen faced significant criticism and a tarnished reputation, leading to a loss of consumer trust. As a result of the scandal and increased regulatory scrutiny, Volkswagen was forced to innovate in sustainable practices and develop environmental friendly vehicles technologies. The company undertook substantial changes to rebuild trust and ensure compliance with environmental standards. Another external force in this case is technology. The Volkswagen emission scandal highlighted the impact of technological advancement in emissions testing, which exposed the company's deceptive practices. These advancements emphasize the need for greater transparency and accountability within the automotive industry. The growing demand for environmentally friendly vehicles placed significant pressure on Volkswagen to compete in sustainable vehicle markets. As rivals developed greener technologies, the competition intensified, challenging Volkswagen to innovate and adapt to meet consumer expectations for eco-friendly transportation. Volkswagen initially resorted to deceitful tactics to maintain a competitive edge, prioritizing short-term gains over ethical considerations. This approach ultimately backfired, leading to several reputational and financial consequences that highlight the importance of prioritizing integrity and innovation over dishonesty. The scandal forced Volkswagen to make significant investment in new technologies to rebuild its reputation. This shift demonstrated the necessity of aligning business practices with ethical standards and environmental expectations to regain public trust and sustain long-term success. The internal force in this case is organization strategy. Volkswagen initially deceptive strategy involved the use of defeat devices in diesel engines, allowing the company to pass emission tests without actually meeting the environmental standard. These decisions prioritize short-term competitiveness over ethical practices and was part of a broader attempt to maintain a strong position in the automotive markets without investing in new technologies. In response to the scandal, Volkswagen underwent an ethical and cultural overhaul, starting with significant changes in leadership. New executives was brought in to guide the company toward more transparent and ethical operations, and a shift in corporate cultures emphasized accountability, honesty, and integrity. The scandal also leads to a strategy shift towards sustainability, with Volkswagen's investing heavily in electric vehicles. This focus on green technologies was both an effort to comply with environmental regulations and a way to rebuild its damaged reputations. To restore trust and repair its reputations, Volkswagen adopted a more transparent communication strategy with stakeholders, including regulators, customers, and public. Additionally, the company makes efforts to engage positively with affected customers, offering compensations as part of its broader plan to regain credibility and loyalty. The Volkswagen scandal can be characterized as whitewater rapids due to several reasons. First, the Volkswagen's emission scandal brought about rapid change and unpredictability, largely due to the sudden explosions of devices by the EPA. This revelation created an immediate and intense crisis, pushing Volkswagen into a situation that demanded quick responses to investigations, litigations, and escalating public scrutiny. The scandal also led to turbulent external environment, negative consumer reactions, and a significant loss of trust compounded the crisis, forcing Volkswagen to address these concerns while managing instant scrutiny from stakeholders. Internally, the company experienced significant upheaval with the resignations of key executives and the introduction of new leaderships. The leadership shift added the internal turbulence as Volkswagen also faced the challenge of overhauling its corporate culture to prioritize accountability, transparency, and ethical practices. To control the crisis, Volkswagen needed quick and adaptive responses, including a strategic realignment focused on sustainability and compliance. The company also prioritized investment in new technologies to meet stricter environmental regulations, signaling its commitment to rebuilding trust and navigating the rapid changing landscape.
Hello everyone, my name is Lim Chao Sing and I will explain about change needs to happen at Volkswagen. In this chapter, we define change as any alteration of organizations, people, structure, or technology. Which of these needs changing at Volkswagen? Discuss. The external and internal factors that stated before had caused Volkswagen to have an organization's change. There are three alterations of organizations which are structural, technology, and people that need to change. First, the alteration of organization is structural. Volkswagen needs to have a changing structure after the scandal. New CEO of Volkswagen is attempting to speed up the change of car maker. The work units have to be reorganized to make sure that it encourages moral conduct and responsibility. The company can establish a special ethics and compliance department. Besides that, the company should also consider the risks of evaluation and ethics while implementing the decisions making. Second is technology. Volkswagen also needs to change in technology. After the scandal was revealed, other than paying for the compensation and fine, Volkswagen is also required to invest $2 billion in the next 10 years on electric vehicles and renewable energy, which includes providing funds for public charging stations and public education programs. Hence, Volkswagen needs to invest in innovative technology and quality control techniques to prevent from producing defects products. Volkswagen should create a system that can detect and report the emissions and impacts on the environment. Lastly is people. The organization of Volkswagen has to radically change its culture from confident, cutthroat, and insular behavior by establishing a new culture that emphasizes integrity, openness, and responsibilities. Moreover, the company requires leaders who cultivate an environment of open communication and trust and emphasize long-term sustainability over short-term gain. Training on compliance, ethical decision-making, and the value of the following rules must be provided to employees at all levels. Next, I will explain about what organization's development (OD) efforts might work at Volkswagen. Explain your choice. What challenge will managers face in making this change? There are 4 organizations development. The first is the survey feedback. Volkswagen can conduct the survey regularly to get the feedback from the employees about the various kinds of aspects including work satisfaction, leadership, as well as company culture, and also the effectiveness of OD procedure. These survey findings can be conveyed to employees and utilized to create an improvement initiative. Second is the process consultation. Volkswagen leadership teams can collaborate with OD experts to discover communication problems, resistance to change, and provide suggestions to improve. This may include conflict resolution and feedback. The third is the team building. Volkswagen may provide workshop and team building activities to enhance employee collaboration, trust, and communication. These activities include goal-setting seminars, trust-building activities, and problem-solving challenge. Lastly is the intergroup development. Volkswagen can conduct team projects to foster empathy, understanding, and cooperation among many groups. This can promote a more cohesive corporate culture and tackle the barriers. Next is the challenge that managers will face in making this change. The first challenge is resistance to change. This happens maybe due to uncertainty which employees will feel that are unable to adapt to the new change that requires them to learn new techniques. Other than that, habits where employees do not like to change how they behave when they complete the work. Moreover, concern over personal loss where they may lose current status, authority, and so on. Lastly, change is not in the organization's best interest. This is because maybe they consider the new change will affect the quality of the product, which may be due to misinformation. Second challenge is lack of trust. There is a big trust gap between management and employees after the scandal. One of the hardest things that managers face is to overcome the lack of trust. It takes time to establish the trust between each other. Lastly, time and resource constraints is also one of the challenges that managers face. Managers may find it difficult to allocate enough time and resource to OD interventions since they might consume time and resource intensive. That's all from me. Thanks. I will pass it to my fellow members.
So, I will go through chapter 5, case 1. Question number 4. Look at the reasons people resist to change. Which do you think are happen in Volkswagen? And what approaches would you recommend for overcoming this resistance to change? Give your answers for each approach on your choice. Volkswagen are currently facing the change on culture and technology. Due to some of the issues on the car cannot meet government rules and regulations based on the change, their employees are fear on the unknown, which we had called uncertainty, and it giving stress to employees when there are new policies come out. It may stop them to keep their old habit. Habit is also a personal behavior that cannot be changed immediately. It takes time. If such habit lead their productivity efficient, so they will need to change it. Lastly, is the lack of trust on their top management. This can be explained on the aspect of concerned personal interest, and also they believe change is not organization interest. The approaches that I recommended to overcome include education and communication. One, set up a clear and transparency communication. Employee can clearly understand what is the main problem and reduce fear of the unknown by clarifying the vision and goals, building trust in the process. Second is negotiate with employee. By doing this way, upper management would understand what the problem in the lower management and employees is, having their feedback and exchange the benefit point to reach win-win scenario. So for example, give employees a sense of control and ownership while reducing anxiety and resistance. Lastly, is facilitation and support. This approach is what upper management can give them short pay leave and new skills training to address fear of failure by equipping employees with the skill needed for success. For example, giving them training and skill development program. In Chapter 5, Case 1, question number 5 asks that, is an innovative culture always going to be at odds with an ethical culture? Or it an innovative and ethical culture can be possible? I will give you a simple intro about what is ethical culture and innovative culture. Firstly, ethical culture is referred to the company culture that values integrity, responsibilities, and moral standards. And in this culture, it protects reputation by preventing scandals, legal issues, of public distrust. Also, it is guided by ethical codes and compliance standards with low tolerance for unethical risks. Next, for innovative culture, it refers to company culture that value diverse ideas. It seeks recognition being at forefront of industry advancement. So, it gives flexibility to employees explore new ideas, so there are high tolerance for the uncertainties. In our group opinion, we think that innovative culture and ethical culture can be both present in an organization. As just we need to balance it wisely by using suitable method, hence to achieve same goals in a fast period and low risks. Firstly, the first point is including ethical checkpoint in decision-making process for innovative ideas. Secondly is encourages the innovation that is socially and environmentally responsible. Thirdly, gaining a strong, reputable brand by promoting both innovation and ethical responsibility. Lastly, it values fairness and equality and treats to everyone equally.
Hi, my name is SITI MAISARA bin Sabruddin. Me and ALISSA NADRA will explain on second case application, which is the next big thing of topic organizational change and innovation culture. Alright, so before we explain more in our second case application, I would like to give some overview in Under Armour UA. So the origin of UA, in 1996, Kevin Plank, 23 years old, former University of Maryland football player, created a solution to his own problem of having to change his sweat sock cotton t-shirt over and over again. It became a burdensome for him as it is heavy and wet when he wants to play sports. He created UA to solve the problem of fellow athletes wear. So the first shirt introduced by him is moisture wicking, stretchy, keep cool, dry and light, named headcare t-shirts, hashtag 0037. It's become the inspiration for UA. The business strategy that Kevin Plank used, one of them is in 1999, UA signed to supply product for any given Sunday. American football fans' favorite film, and bought his first print ad result increased $750,000 in sales. And also, for the first time since starting Under Armour, Plank officially put himself on the payroll at that time. Right. So the beginning of UA in 2003, Protect This House TV campaign, which is the first commercial for UA, bringing brand's voice and passion to life, which made Under Armour a household name. And also the success of UA UA continuously growing made official entry into athletic footwear market, signed world-class athletes partnership, launched first branded retail store. And also we cannot left out for success for Under Armour success during 2010, ended with a truly incredible financial milestones as Under Armour surpassed $1 billion in annual revenue, almost quadrupling revenues in a 5-year period. Right, next. UA take pride in innovation proved with the launch of Armour 39, first ever performance monitoring system. It's one of the amazing innovation of UA. So Armour 39, it tracks the duration of athletes' workout, calorie burn, intensity, and heart rate. Alright, so even a lot of success to Under Armour, it also faced a few challenges, which is industry experts stated that UA facing an unpleasant mix of problems, identity crisis, management controversies, and ignoring evolving market trends. So, in 2016 onward, UA faced huge issue when Sports Authority went bankrupt. Sports Authority is a major customer of the brand, and UA sued for $280 million, drop in revenues, investigation into past accounting principles. Right. So, hence, UA take actions by revamping and identifying customers' want, prioritizing their goals, making it clear about its own identity. Right. So, despite all of that, UA remains dedicated to achieve their aim in focusing to enhance athletes' performance by endless innovation to figure out the next big thing in order for them to survive in the competitive sportswear market. Alright, so we move on to our first discussion question for second case application. What do you think of UA's approach to innovation? Would you expect to see this type of innovation in an athletic wear company? Explain. Alright, so from what I researched, US approach first, UAE strong emphasis on continuous product innovation. It invests heavily in research and development in order to produce cutting-edge fabrics, technologies, and enhance its own performance. Second, UAE advanced and sustainable manufacturing, which they built UAE Lighthouse Hub, which is a manufacturing and design innovation lab, which they can continuously produce more innovative products to make it clear for them. And also, third, UA Footwear is also their new kid on the block. So it uses supply management approaches where it's coordinating the activities that turn raw materials into finished products and deliver to customers. UA is still working to avoid developing bad habits. Alright, so like I said just now, UA Lighthouse Hub is also the key pillar of UA to sustainability vision for them to reach their goal. And also, UA products are backed up by a universal guarantee of performance UGOP, which punctuates their promise to the consumer that product with the UA logo will last longer. So personally, my expectations is I do expect to see this type of innovation because of the competitive sportswear market. Hence, to compete with big brands like Nike and Adidas, UA need and must to do these approaches, and also to attract consumer by providing benefits, comfort, quality, and durable products, and to satisfy consumer wants. Also, to produce sportswear which sustain for environment, which is good for environmental, and also one of our focus in 21st century. And also, is aim of Under Armour. Alright, so we move on to second discussion question. What do you think UA's culture might be like in regards to innovation? So from what we learned, culture in regards to innovation, we have 8. So from what I researched, UA's culture have 5 from it. Right. So first, tolerates risk and provides positive feedback. So these two culture it can be proven when UA ensure equitable within workplace for teammates. Teammate resource group, for example, consists of a few groups such as Black employees achieving together BEAT, women inspiring, leading and living well. It is to support a diverse and inclusive workplace for UA's teammate. Okay. So next, tolerates conflict. UA believes in diverse, equal and inclusive. UA stands for equality, which UA have positive momentum in their push for a more diverse, equal and inclusive, which UA affirm with the phrase, through it all, we are Under Armour, we are a team. Focus on ends rather than means. UA's growth strategy updated by CEO Patrick Fries. UA mission is to make athletes better, with continuously R&D to create more innovation, such as micro-thread platform, lighter, more durable, faster drying fabric, and also it can recyclable garments. Lastly, users and open system focus. One of UA's growth strategy is consumer centricity. Is UA always committed to evolving with consumers to satisfy their needs? It's also committed to having a deep understanding of athletes, from their functional and emotional needs to their behaviors and preferences on their journey. I think that's all from me. I'll pass the floor to ALISSA NADRA.
Alright, moving on to the next discussion question. How might design thinking help Under Armour improve its innovation efforts? Design thinking could be a valuable approach for Under Armour to improve its innovation efforts by helping the company better understand and address the needs of its target users and also identify creative solutions to stay ahead of competitors. So here's how design thinking could be applied. First is empathize. Design thinking starts with empathy, which involves understanding the needs, desires of athletes. Under Armour could engage more deeply with athletes through users' interviews, observation, and also feedback to give insight into their performance challenges and what they truly desire from sportswear. For instance, the company could explore the different needs of athletes in various sports or environments, from heat management to injury prevention. The next one is prototype. At this stage, Under Armour could rapidly create prototypes of their new products with experiment with different designs, materials, and also technologies. These prototypes would allow the company to test and refine ideas before committing to full-scale production. For example, Under Armour could develop different versions of a performance shirt or shoes that address multiple athletes' needs, for example, durability, comfort, and also temperature regulation. The third one is ideate. With a clear understanding of athlete needs, I think Under Armour could brainstorm the new ideas and solutions. Given its culture of innovation, ideation could involve in collaborative thinking between product designers, engineers, and also athletes. So Under Armour can also explore advanced technology. They can also explore cross-disciplinary solutions like incorporating cooling or heating technologies into gear, or finding new ways to reduce environmental impact. Next one is define. By synthesizing insight from the empathy phase, Under Armour could refine the core problems it needs to solve. For example, the company might identify that athletes are looking for clothing that not only improve performance but also promotes recovery and prevents injury. So defining the problem in clear, actionable terms helps focus the innovation efforts on solutions that have a real user impact. And the last one is test. Conduct testing with real-world athletes ranging from professional to amateurs to acquire critical feedback, and also evaluate prototypes against precise performance such as comfort, accuracy, and also the user experience. So in summary, design thinking would actually help Under Armour to develop products that resonate more strongly with users, improve overall customer satisfaction, and also continue its legacy of innovation by ensuring that the products not only meet functional needs but also delights athletes and provide psychological and also emotional benefits. Now, we have reached the final discussion question for this topic. The question is, what's your interpretation of the company's philosophy posted prominently over the door of its design studio? What does it say about innovation? Make a list of lessons that managers could learn from Under Armour's innovation approach that you could share with real managers. Under Armour's philosophy, we have not yet built our defining product actually reflects that the company's commitment to continuous innovation and improvement. Below are the highlights and key elements on the company's growth. First is relentless pursuits of excellence. The phrase actually reflects that Under Armour's unyielding drive to improve and evolve. It shows that the company is never content with past achievement and is always striving for better. Next one is innovation as an ongoing journey. The philosophy emphasized that innovation is not a one-time event but a continuous process. Under Armour views its effort as a journey, always pushing through the next breakthrough. And the last one is no final destination. By stating that they have not yet built our defining product, and Under Armour signals that ultimate achievement is still ahead of them. The company remains focused on achieving new heights rather than seeing any products as their definitive success. And the last part is the lesson for managers from Under Armour's innovation approach. So what can the managers learn from Under Armour? First is never settle for complacency. Like Under Armour, managers should always push their teams to improve even after achieving success. The idea of not yet building our defining product teaches that growth comes from striving for continual betterment no matter how far we have come. Next one is embrace a culture of innovation. So managers should foster a culture where ideas are encouraged and valued. So Under Armour's consistent focus on innovation can actually shows that breakthrough ideas come from fostering an environment where innovation is our top priority. Next one is use technology to enhance your product. Under Armour's commitment to integrating technology into its product demonstrate that the technological advancement can differentiate a product. So managers should explore ways to integrate new technologies or methods into their offering to stay ahead of competitors. Fourth one is prioritize consumer experience. So Under Armour constantly seek to understand the needs of athletes, designing products that address real problems. So managers should always keep the customer's experience at the center of product development and ensure that the innovation meeting the needs of their target audiences. Next one is be resilient in the face of challenges. Despite the struggles Under Armour faced in 2017 with operational difficulties and also the revenue declines, the company remained focused on its long-term goals. So, managers should learn to view setbacks and learning opportunities and adapt quickly when challenges arise. And the last one is experiment and fail fast. The company's willingness to invest in new and unproven technologies shows that they are not afraid of experimenting, even if it means that occasional failure. So managers can learn to embrace trial and error and in their approach to innovation, quickly identifying what works and pivoting when it's necessary.